get started. So let me introduce myself. My name is Sabine Matharu, and I am a business growth and startup strategist, and I love helping women launch their offers. And quite often I actually work with you on, crafting your online offers. There are, they're going to convert, and it's also about putting together the campaigns to launch those, including the technology that goes around it, as well as a step-by-step system as well. I love project management. This is actually my sort of forte. I also love connecting people, so I also run online networking events. So basically my company is called Reach for Greatness, and it is a platform for women by women, where we connect, where we collaborate, where we grow together. But today I really want to bring my strength to you, which is really about helping you plan the strategy for your business and making sure that you end up today with a step-by-step plan, so that you implement and that you actually do drive results. Okay, and we're also going to review the previous year's goals and what you've achieved previously, and how we can actually replan this year and make sure that you are going to achieve. And let's set the target high. It's about 10xing your results in your income in 2019. So this is what I just said. The objective of this training really is to help you, to get you thinking how you can 10x your impact and your income, because I believe when we increase our impact, when we serve more, we can increase our impact, and that will also increase our income, because it's all about serving and giving, and of course, listening to what your customers need, and then responding according to this as well. It's about helping you to firstly create a 90-day plan as well. Of course, you will set your year's goal and where you want to be in 12 months time, but I think it's really important to have a detailed plan for at least the next 90 days that will actually help you achieve your overall goals. And you want to know exactly what you're actually going to do to launch, which activities and when. So let's start with a little exercise, okay? This is all about reviewing the previous year. So think about what in your business has worked. So first and foremost, just note down what are the things that has really worked. How far have I come? So before we go to the other side, like what didn't work, really think about what has worked and how did you do these things? Like, what were the moments where I really felt like I had an amazing achievement, and what are the things I actually did to achieve that, okay? So really give yourself a pat on the back. And then think about what didn't work. And when you think about what didn't work, think about, what could be the reasons why? What are the things that I did, I tried, and possibly there's things you want to actually do again, but you might want to tweak it, right? Rather than throw it out the pram and then not doing it again, you might just want to go and tweak that. Then think about what are the top 5 lessons learned from the previous year, okay? So again, these are the things that may have worked and some of the things that haven't worked. Then I'd like you to think about actions that you can put in place in the future to actually iron out some of the things that didn't go so well, and which are the things that you can improve on in the coming year. Then think about the goals that you did not achieve but are still relevant for the coming year. And also think about the new goals that you would like to set yourself. And there may be goals which are not relevant anymore for this year, which were maybe relevant last year, or you may have started them last year, but you not completed them. And, sometimes they become not relevant. It's just something that you don't want to pursue anymore. That means just, then drop those, right? We don't want to carry old luggage into the new year. We want to start fresh, and we want to reevaluate what is really going to drive those results for me and what is important for me right now. And then I want you to review the goals and think about the top 3 goals. Now, of course, you may have personal goals, you may have goals that relate to your health and wellness. Now, here I'm just talking about 3 top priorities when it comes to your business. And of course, you may well have other goals as well. And you may want to actually include things like downtime and working on yourself with regards to energy and mindset. So those could be really some valid goals as well, right? So let's go over to exercise 2, where we are now looking forward. And this is really about helping you to create your 10x income and impact in your business. And I will show you a little tool which I have at the end that will actually help you plan exactly what I'm talking about here. So think about, what was my impact that I made last year? And again, I think this needs a bit more explanation in terms of what is the impact, what does that mean? So when it comes to the goal setter planner, I will actually go into that area and I will explain what that really means in terms of impact. It's literally a table where you look at, what were my finances? So what was my income? How many people did I attract into my business, and how many did I turn into paying clients as well? And what sort of different products did I actually have? So that you will actually see what worked and what hasn't worked. And of course, what could be the potential for the coming year as well, because that will be your next consideration. What impact will I aim for, and how does this translate into my revenues going forward? And again, this will be in the goal setter planner, which I'm going to show you in a minute. And of course, you want to think about, well, how certain am I about achieving this year's planned revenues, and why? And there may be things you want to jot down with regards to, looking after yourself, doing some self-development, maybe getting a mentor, anything, that will help you actually really make that leap and keep you accountable to making things happen. And you may want to actually approach it from the other direction and think, well, what could be the obstacles? Why do I think I may not be able to achieve it? You might want to, may come up with like, oh, I'm not confident enough. I'm not sure I can do this. And then really ask yourself, why am I not confident enough? Why do I think I can't do this? Is it reality? Or what are the things I need to put in place in order to make it happen and to overcome these obstacles? I think this is a really, really good exercise. Yeah, and how do I want to create this? Okay, this is where the plan comes in. This is where you want to actually write down the different activities that you want to put in place and then work towards those. And of course, you want to put a timeline in place, very important. When is it going to happen? Otherwise, it's open-end and it may not happen, or it may happen in 6 months, whilst, it should have been a priority in the first 90 days, perhaps. And then we're going to map it all out, including all the activities, and I will show you how to do that. And you also want to ask yourself, what support do I need? As I already alluded to just now, with regards to, what are the things that may stop me from achieving this, and what's the support that I need? And who can help me with that, right? And we're going to use the goal setter planner. So let me just explain a little bit more before we go into the planner. What are the things we now need to do in terms of breaking the goals down into more detail? So at this stage, if you've done this exercise, you should have definitely a view of what worked and what didn't work in the previous year. You should now have an overview of your goals that are still relevant. And you should also have new goals for this coming year as well. So that's a great starting point before you start part 2 of this exercise. Because part 2 is now the 5 steps to creating your business strategy and to start your year strong. And even if it's mid-year and you're watching this, it's always great to review your goals and do this exercise again and adjust where you're heading, reviewing what you're doing in your business, what's working, what's not working, what's still relevant, what isn't. Okay, so it's always good to do this exercise. So step one is definitely to describe what the goal is and also what it will do for you and your business, because you need to make sure your goals are really connected with your why and your results, because you don't want to be working on something because you think it's right, but it's not really going to get you where you need to be. Okay, so make sure you describe what it is and what impact it will have on your business. Now, I have an example here. One of my goals, maybe the increased visibility. Now, increased visibility is like kind of a bit fluffy, right? It's like, what does that mean? So I'm just taking this example as one of my goals, and I know increased visibility will further down the line, lead to more leads and more sales at the end of the day, right? So visibility is a great goal to have in your business, so that you get out there, that you're connecting with your potential clients, and that you showcase what you're doing, right? So I'm taking the example of increased visibility, and I'm going to now break it down in terms of how I can now plan out what the steps are to become more visible, and what that means for me and what that will do in my business. So the step two now is to break this goal down into small goals now. So with regards to visibility, you might want to ask yourself, what is really behind this goal? What are my tangible results? So it may be that you say, well, at the moment I have 100 people in my Facebook group, and I would like to have 200 people in my Facebook group. So this could be one way to measure visibility. That means you're bringing in more leads into your business. It may also be a question, where do you want to be visible and how do you want to be visible? And that would be now step three, because now we're breaking this down into more sub goals, like which channels do I want to be visible on? Which social media channels, for example? Is it Facebook and Instagram, or what is it? And of course, you also need to ask yourself behind this, where are my target audience? Where are they hanging out, and who are they? Okay, so there's a lot of thoughts going behind all this before you can set this up and set this in stone. You might want to consider physical networking, and then you might need to think about, where are these places, which events are happening in my area as well. Or you could consider free or paid traffic. That means basically, how do I network online? Do I want to be in a number of groups and add value, or network, like that, like organically? That would be like free. Of course, nothing's for free. You would actually, invest your time and energy to do that. But you can also consider Facebook ads. So that would be like bringing leads, paying in a paid way into your business. So you might want to just think about those sub goals, because step four now would be to plan your activities. So literally, it's about what I'm going to do on a weekly basis, what I'm going to do on a daily basis on social media, which platforms, which events am I going to attend if it comes to physical networking, what sort of Facebook ads do I want to run, for example, if it's paid traffic. So now you're really going to list out all the activities, and of course, make sure you're going to implement, right? You're going to keep tab on what you're doing and what's working and what's not working. And step five, I would say, create a category of things that you don't yet know about. So there may be things like, oh, I don't know how to run Facebook ads, or I know how to set them up, but I don't know how to analyze them, or I don't know what that means in terms of the data that I'm getting back and how to improve on it and stuff like that. So it may be, I don't know yet how to do X, Y, and Z, and I need extra help with this. Or so make a category of those things which you don't know yet about. So it's not gonna, you know, it won't come to as a surprise, and you will know that either you're going to learn yourself about it or you're going to engage someone else to help you with that. So on a final note, before I'm going to show you the goal setter planner, which will actually help you putting those activities into place and help you track that. So generally, I just want to say that make sure you set completion dates. Make sure you track your progress as well, because obviously if we don't do that, we might just go in blind. So it's almost like we set the sat nav, want to drive from A to B, the navigation system's all set up, but then we don't even know when we're going to get there. You know, you might know how we're going to get there, or maybe we don't know whether we are still on track or not. So make sure you track your progress and you have some sort of tangible measures in place, you know, that, as I said, like number of people that you speak to every day, or that you reach out to, or you bring into your business, the number of posts, Facebook Lives, and things like this as well. And you want to also celebrate small wins, and of course celebrate the big wins, but also the small wins. You know, realize that you are making progress and that you are, you know, reaching out and you are doing things. And then sometimes we need to treat ourselves, right? Pat yourself on the back and just be grateful for your progress and what's, you know, because it is not about doing something that is going to come to fruition overnight. It's about taking small steps, but it's about, and I'll tell you in a minute, it's about having fun, thinking positive, and very importantly, it's about being consistent and being persistent. That's what I was going to say. You know, it's not about doing something as a one-off, but it's about continuing, you know, on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and not giving up, because it takes time, it takes energy, or it takes, you know, investment, whether it's time or it's money. It does take time and investment. Okay. So let me hop over to demonstrate the goal setter guide now. So basically there are 3 sheets which I have set up in an Excel spreadsheet. And as you remember, I was telling you about how you can calculate what your income and the impact was in the previous year. And what we want to do is we want to actually calculate, you know, what are the, or project or plan, I guess, what you can do in this year and how you can 10x your income and your impact. And from that, we want to actually go and start putting high level goals in place, and then also the lower level goals as well. So let me show you. This is the income and the impact calculator. The first one here is really, it's asking you, so what is it? What are my programs? Okay, so what are the things that I'm offering right now? Okay, so for example, for me, it's one-to-ones. It's a self-study program, it's a membership, and I've got a couple of other programs as well. But you know, the point is, it just lists out what are the offers that you've got in place right now, how much is the selling price, how many have you sold last year, and I just added another column, is like how long. For example, if you're working with someone one-to-one and you're charging $4.99 a month, and the program is say 2 months in length, then obviously you can calculate it's over 2 months. If it's a self-study program, which is a one-off payment of $997, for example, then obviously it's just a 1 in there, and it may have sold 10 self-study programs. And the same with memberships. If it's something like £37 a month, and maybe the average member is staying for 6 months, then you can actually calculate it in this way. So here you will have the total, which basically is the $4.99 times the 5 people times the 2 over 2 months. So yes, that's the calculation. And then it totals, all the programs up here, and you'll have a figure. For example, here, these are just fictitious figures. I just put them in as an example. It may have been £17,180 with all 3 offers. And of course, you can add our offers or delete as appropriate. Now, what you want to do is you want to map out the income and impact for the coming year. Okay, so what would I like to achieve? How many people would I like to have in my mastermind? So you may want to double your mastermind. But if you say, well, I'd like to 10x my income, then of course you need to adjust all the numbers and say, well, depending, I guess, how you want to spend your time and what your strategy is in terms of different offers, you might want to have 100 people going through your self-study. Okay, so, well, I'll just change this number and check the total here. That will just change. There we go. So you see the change automatically when you change the number of people. If you change the price, of course, that will change as well. And then you get a total figure of a planned turnover the coming year. So, of course, I changed it. So let me just change this back and show you with the old figures. So say I did 17,180 this year and I'm planning 36,000 next year. Here I have a little figure that calculates the percentage of impact that I have achieved this year, and of course my income as well. So it's 46%, which is comparing the 36,000 to the 17,000 as well. So, so where you are right now, and that now you would like to, of course, next year double your income, and that will hopefully go up to 80-90%. But what I'm demonstrating really is how can you plan out your year in terms of how many people you want to get into your different offers, and that will then determine how you're going to set your goals. Okay, so this is a really, really good exercise to help you with the foundations. If you then continue with the high level planner, then you can map out your high level goals. So what I've split out here is a personal, health, money, business goals. And of course, you can change those according to what your needs are and how you want to structure it. But there's things you can ask yourself: how do you want your life to be in this area in 12 months time? Why do you want to achieve these results? What will this mean to you? How will you measure success? And what would you need to do to achieve this goal? And then, of course, you can track your progress after 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and 12 months with red, amber, green, and just review where you are. And when we go to the sub goals, as I was telling you about during the presentation, you would use your weekly planner. This is where now you are looking at your business goals. For example, here, it could be the visibility that we talked about earlier. So the online lead generation or visibility could include writing an ebook, preparing social media posts, then posting on social media. You might want to split that out into detail: posting on Facebook, posting on Instagram, doing email newsletters to your email list, and that could be, say, every Wednesday. So you might want to split them out into daily, weekly, monthly activities. And of course, some of these things may be a one-off, like writing an ebook or preparing a freebie. And you want to also give that a due date. And then if you wish to do that, your whole year is mapped out on a daily basis, and you could even go in and make sure that you are doing the tasks and you're ticking them off, or you can print the sheet and have that next to you as part of your to-do list, so what are your weekly activities. Possibly you prepare all social media posts every Thursday, and then you plan them in for the next week, as I had here, and your newsletters maybe on a Wednesday or what have you, right? So it will give you a really good indication, and it'll help you plan your week, and that you are going to be on track with your visibility, for example, this visibility task. And of course you might need to then add goal 2, goal 3, and of course I said one of the things you might want to do is split out the things you need help with, and of course detail what that might be. Like, for example, if you need help with Facebook ads, if it's like a course you want to do, you want to purchase a course, or you want to research, or you want to engage someone to help you with that, then obviously you might want to plan that in as well. So that was the Goal Setter Planner, and you can download that somewhere below this videos to help you plan out your course your next year, and in more detail will help you the next 90 days to achieve what you set out to do for this year. That means so far, once you have worked through the Goal Setter template, you should have a clear view of what worked, what didn't work, an overview of your goals that are still relevant, and you should also have planned the new goals for this year, and all the goals being broken down into sub goals, and exactly, on a weekly, on a daily basis, what it is you need to do in order to achieve your new goals. Yeah, and your activities are right there, and you can even track those, which is fabulous. So if you've come this far, and you think, well, I realize I do need some support, I do need some help, I need some accountability, then of course I offer a mentorship, a mastermind, to help you implement your 90-day plan. And you can get on a call with me, on a free discovery call, through this link, Reach for Greatness, as me/connect, and we can just have a conversation with regards to where you are in your business, what your goals are, and perhaps what are your challenges, and see whether a mentorship with me would be appropriate. Now, what is it that I do in the mastermind or the mentorship? Basically, I guide my women through 12 different modules. And I'm just going to show you these. So it's called the Business Accelerator Mastermind. And this is a rough journey overview. Okay. So of course, one of the missions is to make sure we fast track your goals, that your goals are really, really clear. And we are working on your mindset, your productivity, and your results, because I really, really believe that setting foundations is so important to have your right mindset in your place, and to be able to use the tools for productivity when it comes to operating your business in a way that feels easy, and it doesn't feel like it's a big confusion and a big overwhelm. So it's about really setting up your timetable and helping you getting the tools in place that you need to operate in your business to achieve the results as fast as possible. Then we also look at your idea, and just if you have already an idea, then of course we want to transform it into a magnetic offering. We want to make sure that the offer that you've got in place is converting and is exactly what your target market needs, and how we're going to package that would be mission 4. It's about creating your high-powered brand and message. Sometimes it's even just branding the offer, putting the visuals out there, pulling campaigns together to launch that offer as well. And of course, mission 5 is about reaching your ideal clients, knowing where they are, who they are, how we're going to target them. Mission 5 is about fine-tuning your sales process. And I love automation. And of course, it becomes easier once you have a bit of system in place. Mission 7 is about scaling your business with ease. This is now where, we tested out your offer, we know what works, we know where your target market is, and this is now where we can actually, reach more people much faster. And of course, we're talking about paid traffic at this stage as well. Mission 8 is about establishing a repeatable process, and this is really about making the sales process so smooth, and the messaging, so that it's literally when your potential client comes in and kind of shops around and sees what you do, that things are really being put on autopilot, that they get their emails or different offers and freebies. So it becomes like a repeatable process. And of course, with that, you want to have a second level growth strategy, of course, which may be a bit further down the line, which will actually look at things like Google Ads, or you might want to explore some other different platforms where you want to really scale your business. And build that big growth strategy. And I'm all about launching. I mean, the times that I've worked with my clients and the kind of things that we've achieved. I mean, doing webinars and within 2 weeks, getting 37 hot prospects onto a webinar within just a very short time frame was one of the best achievements that we had. And then 10x the return on investment straight away. And then possibly it's around building a team then as a Mission 8. If you are growing and you want to start outsourcing and you want to, have the right team in place to actually drive the right kind of activities in your business. And Mission 11, definitely it's around creating a passive income strategy, like evergreen sales funnels. We can talk about membership programs, and webinars that are running on autopilot and things like this as well. So these are basically the 12 modules that are inside the Business Accelerator Mastermind. And of course, you can pick and choose where you are right now. And this is something I help you with. It's a hybrid between a group mastermind and one-to-one as well. So don't think it's just watching videos. We have weekly live calls where we really focus on your business, where you want to go, how you want to do this, because I really don't believe in hard and fast rules and blueprints. There are things, of course, that work, and there are things that we want to implement in a business. But I think it's really, really important that whatever you do in your business is going to be aligned with who you are, who you want to be in your business, and we package it around. Okay, so it's really, really individualized. And I love working with my ladies in the group. I mean, we're already a fantastic group. So the doors are open to the Business Accelerator Mastermind to have a chat around whether this is appropriate for you, where you are in your business. Please hop on a call with me. There is the link there, just to have a conversation. And I'd love to connect. I'd love to hear any feedback and anything that you got from this training. Download your Goal Setter Planner as well, and make sure you plan your business, you implement, and 10x your impact, share your amazing gifts, and of course 10x your results as well. This is what I'm really, really passionate about. If you got any questions, then please don't hesitate to contact me as well. So that's been the training for today, and I hope it was really useful, and I look forward to working with you inside the mastermind. And I will say goodbye, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.